Welcome. We are live with our Assuaged team, and today we are blessed with Piper Cochrane's present. She is from the Organic Candy Factory, and her daughter Ginger and her created a sustainable organic vegan gummy bear line, and we are just so excited to learn more about their journey and the products that they offer. So I'm excited. Yay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and tell us what was that opening moment where you just figured out this is not right, like eating these kind of gummies with, the gelatin and the chemical dyes and flavorings.
Well, when I went to Ginger School and all the moms made their children lunches, I would see other children open their lunch boxes at a very young age. And I would see candy in there with chemicals and dyes and gelatin and, just every kind of toxin in the planet. And I just thought, wow, there's got to be a better candy out there. And so that really was my inspiration, school lunch at a young age.
Wow, that's amazing. And your daughter, so how, involved has she been in this process, and what kind of got her into that mind frame, like we're not eating the right things?
Right. Okay, well, it started with, so I said it had to be healthy and it had to be organic from the get-go. When she said she wanted to open a candy store, I first panicked, but I wanted to empower her. So I said, yes, okay, we'll open a candy store tomorrow. She had a successful lemonade stand and got bored with it. So she literally said, I'm going to open a candy store tomorrow. And I thought, oh gosh, how can I empower her? I can't afford to open a candy store. So immediately I thought, hey, online, we'll make a store online. She said, yeah, that's a great idea. And I said, but if we're going to sell candy to children, and I had seen all the crap out there, it's got to be organic. It's got to be vegan. We'll make it kosher so it's even cleaner, non-GMO, gluten-free. We'll do everything we can. She had friends that were allergic to nuts, so we wanted to be nut-free. And Ginger said, I also don't want it to hurt any animals. And I said, well, that's where the vegan comes in. And she didn't want it to hurt the planet. So together we came up with what we set out to do was find the best, healthiest, safest, organic gummy bear on the planet.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
So, Indu prepared another slide kind of covering your background and how, you're changing the world on how they see candy. Would love to kind of hear more about that too.
Well, I started researching the dyes because even myself, I didn't realize how toxic they were. And then when I started researching some of the blue dyes and the green dyes and the red dyes, because you want your candy to be colorful. And, I was once a kid and the colorful candy always attracted me. I was always attracted to it. But then we're doing more research, and a lot of them don't want to, you can't say that they for sure cause cancer, but there are quite a few laboratories that do believe red dyes are related to this disease or blue dyes are related to that disease. They're all related to focus and ADD. So it's just amazing to me that so much of that is still legal when it causes so much harm. It also pollutes the planet. If you use natural ingredients when you make your recipe, that doesn't harm the planet at all, whereas these dyes and chemicals all do end up in the ocean from the factories. So we were just determined to get rid of all of it. And we recently, a couple months ago, became certified non-GMO. So I don't believe there's any other gummy bear that has that. So we're really excited.
Great, Indu. Who's going? Samantha, you're taking over now.
Hi, yeah, I was wondering if I could read about your story. About the, okay.
Which part?
Oh, I was wondering if I could read more about the story of...
Oh, I do. I mean, I could send you the story offline. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I could email Cynthia and she could share it with everybody. I can expand here too. I don't know how much time we have on the business end of it, but that's up to you, Cynthia.
We have very good time, Piper. We would love to hear more from you.
Oh, you do have time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because sometimes I'll talk too much and it's like all of a sudden everyone on Zoom disappears. No, I'm kidding.
I'm so sorry.
You want to hear the business side of it?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. So my daughter, when we decided to do a candy that was not going to harm the planet or animals, she decided she wanted to do a gummy bear. And we were researching and we found one guy that was making organic gummy bears. And they were also leaning towards vegan, but he also had several with gelatin in them. And we asked him if he could make a batch gelatin free. He made a small batch for us. And we took photos of it. We made a little label. We put it on a little plastic bag. We put the gummy bears in there. We bought, I think, 3 cases of bulk from him. We put little bows on them. We took photos, put them online. And I thought, okay, maybe she's going to be bored with the business in about a week. I really didn't take it that seriously. And then we got a phone call. We started getting orders. And I thought, wow, okay, this is a real business. And then we got a phone call from Fred Siegel's, a popular store in Los Angeles. And they asked us if we could do their Earth Day celebrity party and give them 200 bags for 200 swag bags for all the celebrities and create a dessert bar full of several gummies, vegan, organic gummies. And I was about to say, oh, no, we're not a real business. We've only got 3 bags in the kitchen. And I said, yes. Again. And I figure things out after I say yes. And so we called the gentleman that was making organic vegan gummy bears, and he was willing to sell us some more of his bulk. So we supplied Fred Siegel's. It was sort of a private label at that time with our sticker on it. And then we ended up in People magazine. So that generated a lot of PR for us, and we started getting more orders. And then it was time to make our own gummy bear. So we did a lot of R&D, and Ginger calls them the board members. We had all her friends come over. At this time, they're 8 years old. And they were the board members, but basically they would do the taste testing for the gummy bear. So they would choose the flavors. And then one weekend, the real big launch was one weekend she decided she was going to sell at the local farmer's market to raise money for manatees and snow leopards and elephants. And there was a gentleman that walked over to her. I was a couple yards away, and he was talking to her, and I thought it was a little bit too long of a chat. It's kind of strange. I think it went on about 15 minutes, but I was watching the whole time. And he walked away, and then I went over to her and I said, so what did he ask? And she said, oh, he was asking about ingredients. And I said, you know, I'm trying to protect the animals and protect the planet and not give any harmful candy to other children. I said, okay, those are good answers. About a week later, I got a phone call, and a woman said the head strategist for Coffee Bean Worldwide would like to meet with you. And I thought, oh, okay. I sent him a couple samples over the last 6 months and never heard back. So I get to his office, and he said, he asked, you know why you're here, don't you? And I said, oh, because I've sent you some samples. And he said, no. I met your daughter at the farmer's market, and protecting the planet and protecting animals was so important to her that we want to carry you in all of our coffee bean stores. It was 190 coffee bean stores to start in California. So I do have to say, Ginger closed that deal. As much as I try to run the business, she actually did that deal. And that sort of launched us into, everybody started seeing it at Coffee Bean, so they were ordering online. Then we ended up being in 240 Williams-Sonoma stores. We're in mom and pops nationwide. Press Juicery uses us for their topping on their vegan yogurt. And it's just sort of grown over the last 10 years. But, people laugh when they say, oh, she's not really the businesswoman, or, but she really did close that big deal, which is why we're here today.
Thank you. That sounds so cool. I was also, I really admire the story behind of why you started it and how it was mainly for your daughter. And I was wondering if you chose the flavor based off her favorite, or if she personally requested that.
You know, I did a little bit of research. She requested peach, which we have the peach flavor as well. But I did a little research, and berry seems to be one of the more popular flavors for the general public. So I kind of just went with what seemed to be popular. We did have some other flavors that didn't do as well, so we discontinued them. But most of the flavors over the last 10 years that we've chosen have been Ginger and her friends taste testing, because I figure if kids love them, and they secretly vote, so they can't see each other. We had about 8 girls over every tasting, so it's whatever the girls voted on the most won, and they've been right every time. So
that's amazing. Thank you.
yeah, it's not child labor. It's not child labor though.
Wonderful. And who's going on next here? We got some amazing students. Really excited to hear your story.
I think I'm next. We were just talking about how I think we found that like the berry was your guys' top flavor. And I've actually tried that when I went to Press Juicery. I didn't put the two together, but
Oh wow!
I really like them. And then my 2-year-old nephew kept stealing them out of my Press Juicery, so he likes them. They're kid approved. I guess my question for you is, what's your favorite flavors?
I have to say peach, but we did have a line that we are bringing back that was tangerine, pink grapefruit, and green apple. It was a combo of those 3. So we're going to be bringing those back. Because of COVID, we'd slowed down. It's organic, so unlike a lot of candies that last 10 years or last 100 years, will be here after us because of the preservatives. Ours only lasts 18 months. So with COVID, we slowed down production, but we're going to be bringing back a lot of flavors midsummer. But I would still say peach was my very favorite. It's a little bit addictive.
Thank you so much. Luna, did you have another question? Or?
I think we're mainly just talking about like the different flavors that you're offering, and just how you have all these flavors.
So we have peach now, which is my favorite, and then the berry, which is the most popular. And then we're going to bring back, we're working right now on a mango pineapple combo.
Ooh.
And I'm bringing back the apple, pink, grapefruit, tangerine combo. And originally our berry was a mix of blackberry, boysenberry, and raspberry. It was 3 different bears in a bag. But it didn't always work out because the way it just got bagged, sometimes there'd only be raspberry or it'd be only blackberry. It just didn't always work out. So we're going to, the berry one, we're just sticking to the one mixed berry. It's all 3 in one now. And then the big thing we have coming out, which did really well before COVID, but we had to stop it again, is the milk chocolate bars, the dark chocolate, which is vegan, and white chocolate. And we put gummy bears in those. So they're chocolate bars with gummy bears in them. And we have vegan and non-vegan, because so many people do love milk chocolate. So that's a business decision we had to make.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, I read from so many reviews that people loved actually the mixed berry. I think that's a fan favorite. That's why I made this slide. It's a fan favorite. I read across testimonials, I read across reviews. The fan favorite is mixed berry. So you just rightly landed in that slide actually. So that's why I made this. Actually, it's a mixed berry bag that people love actually. Yeah.
So before COVID, we were doing, you could see the worms on the left. That's the tangerine, pink grapefruit, and apple. We were doing jelly beans. The one on the right is cherry, but it's, thank God, Coffee Bean and so many stores temporarily closed for the last year. So thank God I didn't reorder. I was about to in March, April, and everybody shut down. So it'd be expiring soon had I. So, but we had to keep something, so we kept the berry going during COVID. And then as things open up more, we're talking about starting production again next month.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's amazing. It's sad because there are candy companies I know out there that did a lot of production last February, and then COVID hit and all their stores closed, and they lost hundreds of thousands of dollars just because it expires and no one's buying it.
Oh my God. Okay.
You know, and as much as we love candy, wasn't considered an essential.
Yeah, very much true.
Yeah. Dreams come true. I like that slide.
Luna, you want to go?
Yeah. So I guess just that question. It's definitely every parent's dream, you know, to make their kids, you know, dreams come true. And yours were able to come true with your candy company. So how do you feel now, just seeing how far you've come?
I feel really good about it. I think it gave her a lot of confidence, you know, taught her business skills at a young age, taught her that, more importantly, anything's possible. You know, if you have an idea, execution's very important. You know, you could have 100 ideas, but unless you know, we didn't know it was going to work out, but unless you actually go there and order the bulk and make your stickers and you physically make a bag, you know, to sell. A lot of people, including myself in my past, had ideas, but I never executed them. So I think that was the best lesson for her. So that's one of the reasons I feel good about the success of the store. Besides the fact that it's fun and it's a bonding experience, I think it was great lessons for her. So I feel really good about that. And for myself, I learned a lot about business the hard way, lots of mistakes along the way. I'm good at telling anybody now what not to do.
I love how you say that. Yes, it's a taxing venture when you're building a business and you're constantly having to pivot towards what people want. And there's so many different equations involved with all of that.
So true.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you guys have another?
Cynthia, you wanted to talk about this, the mixed berry one. You wanted this slide.
Oh, yeah. So I was talking about the slide before that one.
Oh, okay, sure. I can do that.
That I had seen.
Yeah. And regarding this, like, it's kosher, which I loved so much. I mean, like, you have a heart to include everyone, because being kosher, I mean, Jews can take it also. I mean, it's all encompassing. You didn't even think about just Americans. You were thinking about everyone. It's something like, I just love it.
We also were just approved halal, which if you're kosher approved, it's most likely you'd be halal approved. It's the same, very similar qualification. So we recently became halal approved also, but the kosher and the halal will be on 2 different bags if we ever do halal. But I like it because it just says the candy's cleaner too, because there's so many guidelines. There we go. So out of all of those, we're everything that's listed there, gelatin-free, kosher, vegan, gluten-free, etc. But we're actually certified kosher, certified non-GMO, and certified organic. So a lot of candy companies and other gummy bear companies, you see more and more vegan gummy bears starting to come up, but they're not certified non-GMO, they're not certified kosher, they're not certified organic, or they're one of the above. So I got a little greedy and I'm trying to get them all.
That's so amazing. Thank you so much, Indu. And yeah, so we just missed that slide and we wanted to kind of backtrack real quick and moving forward though to what, the next 2-3 slides?
Yeah, sure, Cynthia, I'll do that. Yeah.
Thank you. And then here we go. Yay.
There she is.
Really wanted to have this pic. She looks so damn cute here.
Well, thank you. We laugh about the video because she was so nervous. So I think every other word she said, like,
I know. Yeah.
the famous California word.
Mhm.
But that was really exciting. We had a lot of celebrities come through that room and take photos with her and try our gummies, and they all took gummies home to their kids. And it was a lot of good PR for the company and a really fun evening.
Oh yeah, it should be. It's such a
Yeah,
prestigious moment. Yeah.
yeah.
Sirinda, you want to talk more about this to Piper?
Yes, so I just wanted to say congratulations for being part of the vegan menu at the Golden
Aw,
Globes.
thank you.
So I had a question of how was your experience with that? Like, what did you feel? What were your
With the
emotions
Golden
that was running
Globe?
through your head?
Oh, with the Golden Globes or in
Yeah.
general?
Just in general, like being featured on the vegan menu.
Oh, I mean, it's such an honor, but also it does feel so good to supply or offer a candy that doesn't have animal in it. Who wants to eat candy? Who wants to eat animal anyway, but then animal in your candy? I don't get it. So it just feels so good to be a part of that. And as all of you know, eating vegan also preserves not just animals, but the planet. It changes the whole ecosystem. So it feels really good to be a part of that movement. And as you all know, plant-based is really a big movement right now, thank goodness, and it became bigger over COVID. And it feels really good emotionally and satisfying to be a part of that movement. Question number 2, we want to hear from you on how the factory launched and growing with more affiliations. It basically, after Coffee Bean, which is where we launched, it started growing from there. And another story is not too long after that, Williams-Sonoma, we were in the store and they offered my daughter at the counter some gummies that were full of blue dyes, red dyes, they were gelatin, chemicals, and she was very young, still 8 years old, and said, "Oh no, we have our own gummy bear company." And the lady said, "Really? Why don't you tell me more about that?" And so Ginger gave her a little spiel on how our candy doesn't have dyes and chemicals. We're kind of insulting their candy. No gelatin. And so they invited us to what's called an artisans fair. And it's where local people come sell their product in Williams-Sonoma. You collect money as you sell product, but it's just Williams-Sonoma's way of getting more people in the store. And so I think there are about 10 different vendors there. They do it, I believe, once a month. And we sold out immediately. So they told corporate, and then corporate invited us to be in their stores. So we were selling in 240 stores nationwide and Canada, and then sold out about 6 months before COVID, and we were developing new flavors with them. And but that really helped grow. That was our second big launch. And from there, I think it brought a lot of awareness. We started getting mom and pop stores all over the nation ordering. And now we're on Macy's.com. We just finished the paperwork to be on Walmart.com. So, it's like a dominoes effect. Once you're in one store and you become more visible to everybody, you start getting online orders, and then other stores, buyers are in Coffee Bean buying a coffee, and then they decide they want it for their store, Press Juicery, or, it's a dominoes effect. So the hardest work is the very beginning. Selling is a big part of it, but, again, Ginger closed the Coffee Bean and Williams-Sonoma deal, so I can't really take credit there.
Actually, like we were wondering about the affiliations. I mean, like it's it's a lot of hard work, I understand.
Mhm.
But the kind of affiliation says, like, like it's way away, kind of like the Lakeshore, and the Disney Shake It Up star, kind of,
Oh,
yeah, all those things are like so inspiring. So like the
oh,
affiliations, like say, like, like what you're up to, and like your level is way
okay.
way away, like we are so
Okay.
inspired.
Well, I like to do projects that are charity based.
Hmm.
So right now with Williams Sonoma, I believe it'll be out in August, but we're doing a No Kid Hungry project.
Wow.
So with Williams Sonoma, we created a piggy bank that children can reuse. It's in a recyclable tin can with a little money slot, and then inside will be it's a rainbow gummy bear. So it's 6 different flavors in one gummy bear bag, and it's going to be 6 ounce. And the money raised at Williams Sonoma for that piggy bank will go to No Kid Hungry
Wow, that needs a
project.
heart. That needs a heart, I tell you. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, and
Kids
then
are truly blessed.
our charity for several years has been Hope North, which is a orphanage in Uganda, and they rescue children soldiers who lost their parents and were taken in by forced to go in the army, and
Mhm.
so it's an orphanage that and school for these children. So that's who we donated to for years. And most recently, on the back of our bag, I don't have one right here handy, but now we're partnered with Children Mending Hearts,
Mhm.
which is an after school program for children in lower income areas that don't have anywhere to go after school, or their mother's working, so their mother's not home, kind of like a YMCA.
Mhm.
They do an amazing job. Another one is Grace Rose Foundation, which is for cystic fibrosis, and
Mhm.
it's a young girls foundation.
Wow.
Children Mending Hearts is for children, and then the third one is Rett syndrome,
Mhm.
and it's for children as well. So it's kind of Ginger giving back to other children.
Mhm.
Percentage of our sales goes to those 3 charities, and they're all on the back of our bag, which I should have sent all of you, but
Wow. Yeah.
I'll get your addresses after this.
That's so kind of you. That's so thoughtful of you. Actually, like a child's fantasy becoming a candy factory, and like, like when you are growing, you want everyone to grow with you. And this is saying something about you. I mean, your personal good is becoming a larger good now. So it's
Oh,
really inspiring. I have no words to praise you.
thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Well, the reason it's called the factory is because Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was her favorite movie. And so she actually wanted to call it Willy Wonka's Gummy Bear Factory. And I said, I don't think we're allowed to do that. And since we were going to be organic, we decided to call it Organic Candy Factory. But the factory comes from, we're not a real factory. We do our recipe at another factory, large factory in Utah. But the word factory came from Willy Wonka.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Um, yeah, it's like, like we all mothers, of course, like we address the children's dream, and a child's dream can become a business. I think you are first in the history. So
Oh, thank you.
yeah, we all work for our the children's dream, like even for me, like my children's dream are very important for my life. That drives me every morning. But still, like you should be the first to make it a business, and like, hail to this level. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's really good. Yeah.
Any of us can do it. I started with $10. Anyone can do it. It's just
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, you will be inspiring most and more people. Yeah, it should
oh,
happen. Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. I'm truly blessed. So 2020 has been an year of accolades for you. So the Golden Globes, so the vegan thing that we were talking before, and I just came to see this Vegan Lives, which chose Organic Candy Factory as the top 10, as one of the top 10 vegan gummies. So 2020 has been an year of like challenge for people. So many businesses were collapsing, and you were also telling that it's years of hard work and a pure intention that you wanted to give health for all, even bringing the kosher element into it. So it's really like, like so good a feel. And like, can you share your feelings, like how you think when you want to do something? What will be your thought process? I mean, like, yes, of course we do business for profit, but what's your thought process in like including everyone? I just want to hear your feelings and thought process on that.
Including, can you be more specific? Including who?
Yeah, sure. You include everyone. Even now, you were saying like, I want to include cystic fibrosis people. I want to include this
Oh,
one, that one. Like I want to include everyone. I want to
oh,
make it organic. I want to bring health to everyone. I mean, this is a thought process because we think about target audience, we just work towards that. But still, like
okay.
for you, like
Well,
like you think across everyone. So
oh,
yeah.
thank you. Yeah. It's interesting you say that because a part of it is my competitive side. I was at a trade show and a gentleman that was selling another gummy bear saw that I was, or heard that I was in the process of becoming kosher. And he actually said, no, you can't become kosher. There's no way a gummy bear will get approved to be kosher. And so he actually put fire under me because that made me want to prove him. I wanted to prove him wrong. So over the next year, I perfected our ingredients and made sure the rabbi would approve every single ingredient, and we became kosher. But to answer your question, I think it's a little bit of a competitive side to me. I wanted to have the healthiest possible candy out there. So I was like, what else can I do? Our heart is in it. So it's definitely mostly because we don't want to harm the planet or people or animals. That was the direction. But then on top of it was like, wow, you can be non-GMO certified. We've got to get it. Wow, you could be, organic certified. We've got to get it. So it's sort of like I just once you're on a roll and you're trying to do the best you can, why not do better once you're on a roll?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of analogies like with Cynthia also in this. Cynthia's heart is like this. She's all inclusive, all loving, all supportive.
Oh,
We as interns, like we feel very privileged and specially treated in Assuaged. So like I see a lot of similarity between you and Cynthia. So yeah,
oh. Well, it did
so
start out
good.
with Ginger. Ginger did go to a school where there were a lot of kids that were gluten free. I mean, that were had allergies to gluten, had allergies to nuts. Some were celiac, and some of them had serious allergies to red dye. So it did start out from a good place, and then I wanted it to be certified.
Wow.
So it's half, business competitive side, but more a larger half was from the heart, so other kids could enjoy it.
Luna, you want to go with this?
Yeah, so I think you already did go over a little bit about how a percentage of your guys' sales goes to Camp Hope, which is that charity in Uganda, helping orphans and ex-soldiers. And so we just wanted to point out that we salute you for that. And we think that's really awesome. And it's really great that people can have these gummies that not only are they supporting good, groups and supporting them, but you're also, it's a guilt-free snack. Like you can eat it even if you have, dietary preferences, and it's also just healthy for you in general. So yeah, if you want
Thank you very much.
yeah, if you want, or if you have time, we'd love to hear more just about, like the charity work that you guys do. I don't know, maybe any future charities you want to work with, just anything on that topic.
Yeah, absolutely. We do work a lot with Children Mending Hearts, which is the company the charity company that does after school programs for underprivileged children. That's very close to my heart. So they do have events where we set up a big candy bar and children get to grab a bag. This is pre-COVID, of course, and go down the table and just sort of pick whatever candies they want. And these are kids that, sometimes can't afford, one bag of candy a month even. So they just come over to us with these big eyes and big bags. And it's so much fun to be able to make their day happy this one day. It's a big event where they have different famous musicians there. There's some rides, there's different food, their families come. So it's kind of a celebration for their life. And they do that a couple years, and we really, really enjoy that. And then we also donate a lot of candy to their programs, so the kids have them, after school. And that, I think, is one of our favorites. And then Grace Rose Foundation, which is cystic fibrosis. There are a lot of children suffering from that, and therefore cannot eat so many bad things that are in normal candies. So that's a wonderful event as well. And Hope North is the orphanage which I mentioned. They have had our gummies. It's a little harder to send to Uganda. So we send the money, the proceeds that we make, to them, but or their foundation. But candy's a little harder to send there. And then Ginger, every once in a while, still maybe every couple months, goes to a farmer's market. Again, COVID's been an issue, but she loves to raise money for endangered species. So our favorites, I guess, are children charities and animals. And then once COVID opens up, hopefully soon, we'll be back out doing, we get invited by different charities. We can't do them all, or we would go bankrupt, but I'm sure there'll be other charities we join in the future. I can't wait for COVID to be over. But thank you for saluting us on that. It's fun to be able to give back.
Sam, you want to talk about the People magazine one? Yeah, I can ask her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So I see that Kelly Preston is a fan of the organic candy company.
Yeah, bless her heart. She's in heaven now, but she and her husband, John Travolta, are big fans of our candy company. They had an autistic son who passed away, and he had a lot of allergies, and she was actually our inspiration for the peach flavor. But she was a big fan, and I had a PR person say, do you know any celebrities that, love your candy? And I said, yes, Kelly Preston loves it. And we were able to get her to allow her photo in People magazine, sort of say, under the great ideas page. Ginger, of course, didn't notice it on the same page. She noticed the, who's the boy band on that page? There's a boy band on that page too. Do you guys have the People magazine in front of you? Oh, who is it? The three brothers.
Oh, is it?
The Jonas Brothers?
The Jonas Brothers. So I showed her, I said, Ginger, look, our gummy bears in People magazine. And all she noticed was on the top left, the Jonas Brothers talking about another great idea, not ours. But that with Kelly Preston happened after the Fred Siegel's party. So we were lucky, very lucky, that People magazine wanted to put us on their great ideas page. That was quite an honor. And then sales, of course, went up after that. So that was nice.
Awesome. Sirinda, you want to go next?
Yes. So the Wall Street Journal also covers the organic candy factory. Do you want to go over that a little bit more for us?
Yeah, they came to one of our charity events, and which one was that? I want to say it was for cystic fibrosis. That one was a while ago. And so they covered the charity event, and then with children there, of course, candy's one of the highlights. There were vendors giving out, cute clothing or balloons or different things. But I think by accident, we just end up becoming very popular because we're candy at children charity events. But Wall Street Journal did a very nice article on us. And, it's nice. It's nice because we go to charity events because we care and we want to give back. And then, but as a result, we ended up with free PR, which if you're looking at a company from a business standpoint, it's kind of nice to get free PR and not pay thousands of dollars for an article in a magazine or something. So, we do go to the charity events with our hearts, but it was nice coming out with, we got some, PR for our business. So that's always a bonus.
Wow. Luna, you want to ask something about the Standard Hollywood?
Yeah, so we also read about the Standard Hollywood, how they joined your healthy journey with their new move of replacing the GMOs and the corn syrup from their products and the mini bars, and then they include the gummy bears on the inside. So we'd love to hear about that. I know you talked a little bit about the chocolate bars before, but I think those are products that we don't know a lot about.
No, that was a great thing, because hotel mini bars are a great place to, from a business standpoint, great place to put your product, because people do check into a hotel, and when they're bored at night or hanging out in their hotel, it's so easy to go to the mini bar or the basket sitting on the mini bar, and who's staring at you, a bag of gummy bears, who's not going to open it, and then you get charged, on your hotel bill. But from a business standpoint, mini bars are a great business, and the Standard Hotel is kind of considered, one of the groovy, chic hotels in Hollywood. I think there's one in New York and Florida, and Leonardo DiCaprio's part owner of it. So when they asked us to be in their mini bars, it was such an honor, and it's more exposure. It's for the company, but it also introduced a lot of people to a healthier option or a vegan option, because if any of you have stayed in hotels, recently, there's so much junk offered in the mini bar. And so it's nice to be the only, if not one of the only, healthier choices for them to choose from. And when I say healthy, our candy's not healthy. It's candy, it's sugar, but it's healthier alternative. But yeah, Standard we're really proud of. It's kind of the chic hotel, at least in LA. So a good name dropper.
I was also wondering if you can tell us about when you helped raise funds for families affected by pediatric rheumatic disease at the Juvenile Arthritis Association's.
The Juvenile Arthritis, that is where the Wall Street Journal did the article. Ginger has one of her best friends is actually sadly a victim of juvenile arthritis, and she's had several issues with her back and her legs. It's a very sad disease, because children need to run and play, and she was always limited and wasn't always able to do everything the other kids are doing. So that one's very dear to our heart as well. And we did a candy bar there, and the picture you showed on one of the slides where it showed the worms and the little Chinese boxes to go, and the jelly beans, that's actually a photo from Juvenile Arthritis event. But again, a lot of those children have to be disciplined about what they put in their body. And because we were invited, because we're non-GMO, no dyes, no chemicals, no preservatives, because any child that has an ailment, anything toxic just throws them over the edge, or they've got to eat healthier than we do, because they already have a disadvantage and a sort of a disability. So whatever goes in their system is very important. So it was an honor when they chose us, and it was dear to our heart because of Ginger's close friend still to this day. They've been friends since 6, and they're 16 now. So.
Wow. Luna, you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's really cool that you guys have these products that kids and stuff can still enjoy without having all those like negative side effects. I mean, it still has sugar, but they're still gonna, it's a treat and it's fun. but you don't have to deal with all that toxic stuff. And so the thing that I wanted to talk to you about was when the International Business Times covered your story at one of your charitable events.
You know, I have to be honest with you. I think that's the same event. I think that article is the same event as the Juvenile Arthritis and Wall Street Journal. But you did touch upon something when you said it's still sugar. One thing I do, you know, I'm not the expert, but one thing I do want to, I hope there's more education in the future, and I should put it on our website. But if you eat organic sugar, it's about 40 on the glycemic index. And when you eat refined white sugar, it's 80 on the glycemic index. So people say, oh, your candy, but it's healthy, but it's still sugar. You know, I like to tell them that, you know, there is actually a big difference on your body when you eat organic sugar. There's huge difference. So organic sugar without when refined white sugar, actually, the reason it's refined and white is because the companies have actually gone and pulled out all the minerals from that sugar, because someone decided, you know, that sugar should not be brown and should be white, looks better in your tea or coffee. I don't know why, stupidest thing ever, because it's actually pulling out all of the minerals. So organic sugar has the minerals in it. So there's a big difference. People say, oh, but it's got sugar. Some people, negative people. But the truth is, it's because it's organic sugar, there is a big difference than just eating candy with refined sugar.
Yeah, sure. And Sirinda, you want to know about the FM program that happened?
Yes, so the 100.7 Jack FM covered the story of Ginger making a difference in the world through her company. Elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think basically that was, you know, because she gives back so much, she's not as into the business side as I am. And the reason I am is to, you know, why start a business if you're going to go bankrupt, right? So I have to focus on the business end. But for Ginger, it's all about giving back. And she really has a big heart. And I think that article is mostly based on how much Ginger gives back. And that's the only reason she really wants the company to be able to share with other kids and help the planet and animals. So she's got the right direction. But that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, and a mom too, just, you know, like to build it, you know.
Yeah,
she has a great heart. Yeah, and you make an excellent duo. I mean, you are an inspiration, you know, like how to like make a child's dream into a reality. Yeah, that's really inspiring. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, thank you so much.
She has all the fun part.
Awesome. So we are wrapping it up. How exciting it was to be able to meet with you, Piper, and
thank you.
To learn about your daughter and the mountains that you guys have moved together through, you know, the innovation of organic candy, you know, and the chocolate is fascinating as well, you know, and I definitely understand how you have to pivot towards what the customers want, but at the end of the day, you're still doing your part in the charity work as well as just cleaning up what we're putting out on the shelves.
Thank you. And we do only use you know, if we do sell the milk chocolate, it's dairy from farms that treat animals well and don't abuse the mother, you know, the cow. So there's a little guilt-free there. You know, some of the other dairy farms are abusive and we would never do it, but we know it came for it to be approved kosher and organic. You know, the farm was actually researched and they were very humane farms. Not that it's still okay to take milk from the cow, but if we did do it, it was only with the safest, kindest dairy.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And we're just, we can't wait to get on another call with you here soon and try the gummies and show everybody how tasty a healthier variety can be, because there's just so much, chemical loaded stuff on our store shelves. And we need to really change that for sustainability and the future of our generations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, if you want to send me everybody's address or send to one address, I don't know how close everybody lives. I'd love to send you guys some gummy bears.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Piper. We feel honored to have had you on the call today, and hope you have a wonderful day, and looking forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.